So this is a quick instructional video to show you how to use the review package for grade 9, 10 review in grade 11 chemistry. A big part of grade 11 chemistry in the first few units, and actually the majority of it, is that you need to have a solid foundation of the grade 9 and 10 chemistry that you've seen. And for a lot of you, it's been a while since you've done grade 9 and 10 chemistry. So this package is created to help you review those concepts. The first few days of the course will be spent going over some of those concepts from grade 9 and 10. And you'll notice that you're going to have a review quiz, and typically it's going to be the multiple choice format. That could change, but that's the general format we follow. 30 multiple choice roughly, and what you'll see is your reference tables that you're allowed to use. So you'll have a periodic table, and there's a bunch of other stuff in here that you won't know how to use at the moment. And that's okay. What's really more important is that you know how to use a periodic table, and also things like polyatomic ions and multivalent elements as well. And your teacher might have other tables and other formats that you use, but just make sure you follow whatever your teacher's instructions are there. So that's the first bit, and you'll notice these are the topics that we're going to be covering on the quiz. So they are the topics that you want to become familiar with. As you go down this little packet here, you'll see a link, well, to this video that you're watching now. You're going to see the instructions for how to complete the review. And the idea is that you're going to go to this list over here, and you're going to go through A, B, and C, review part 1, part 2, and part 3. And I'm going to walk you through those in just a few minutes here. But then once you're done review part 1, part 2, and part 3, you're then going to try these review packages. So these review packages are, think of them like almost like review tests in a way. And for all of them, you have answers that are provided, and the idea is that you go through it, try it out yourself, and then check your answers to make sure you understand the concepts well. And you'll notice there's also optional additional worksheets to do, just in case you need more practice because you don't feel fully comfortable yet, or you just want more practice to further solidify your knowledge. And so again, the answers are provided there, and you can check your work. When you're done all this, there'll be some Jamboards added, or you might do them as a class, depending on what your teacher decides to do. So you'll have time to practice with some Jamboards as well, and other activities embedded throughout. And you'll also see that there's some additional video resources here. So when you go through the review part 1, part 2, and part 3, there's videos that were made by your teacher to help you review those concepts. If you didn't like those videos, there's alternate videos over here, or there's just additional videos that you can use to understand the concepts. It gives you a different perspective. When you're done the entire review, or as you're doing the review, I should say, you should be looking at these learning goals here. These learning goals are essentially the main ideas that you need to get while doing the review. The if you can get all these, if you understand all these concepts here, you're really making good progress and understand the grade 9 and 10 concepts. And it's going to really help you for grade 11 chemistry. So you can assess yourself based on the work you did, based on the answers you checked. Do you feel confident in the material and these learning goals here? So can you, for example, define and explain all the relevant terms emphasized in the review, so matter, chemistry, and other concepts as well? Can you classify changes as physical or chemical changes? And you'll rate yourself level 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you rate yourself as being a level 1 or 2, maybe you need to do a bit more work, but also you might need to seek some extra help. So do make sure that you're taking a look at these learning goals as you go through the review packets. So now we're going to take a look at the review part 1, part 2, and part 3. So I'll open part 1 up as an example. Part 2 and part 3 look very similar to these, just they cover different concepts. So what you'll notice is you have a few tutorials here. Here's one tutorial for how to embed pictures into a document, because you'll notice that some of the questions, or all the questions and categories, require you to post a picture of your work in the box. So that if you don't know how to do that, you can just watch the tutorial here and you'll learn, or read the tutorial there and learn how to do that. What you'll have to do is you'll actually have to make a copy of this. When you open this up, you'll make a copy for yourself and save it in your files, so you can make reference to your review. You'll go through all the questions, post pictures of your work. Some sections are called engage sections, or blocks like this, where they have videos that maybe don't go over a specific concept, but are a great introduction to the concept, and you respond by typing your answer in the box or posting a picture of your work in the box there. And the main parts you'll see are where I tell you to watch videos about a chemistry concept. So you'll have introduction to chemistry. There's a video. The length of the video is shown there, and I recommend that you watch the video at 1.5 times the playback speed, especially if you're comfortable with the material already. You can just kind of go through it a bit quicker. You can take your own notes. And I even included the slideshow here, so you can take notes using the slideshow if you like. But the main ideas that you need to get from those videos, because students often wonder, do I have to memorize every single thing? No, don't memorize every single thing. First of all, understand things, and also focus on the questions and tasks that are listed below the video. So define matter, define mass, define volume. How is energy different from matter? List and describe the points of the particle theory of matter. So those are all the main points you should focus on within the video. And then you can post pictures of your work within the box there. You we recommend that you handwrite if possible, and then post pictures within there. Doing chemistry is it's easier to understand the concepts and to really master them and develop that muscle memory if you're writing things out in pen or pencil. Handwriting is always a better option. And a lot of your tasks that you submit will have to be handwritten. So this gives you a chance to practice handwriting and also posting pictures into your documents. So it's a good opportunity to practice that as well. Next, we're going to take a look at so essentially that's what you'll see for a variety of concepts: physical properties, chemical properties. You'll see that for a whole bunch of concepts. Sometimes you'll have videos embedded within to watch a demonstration and then answer questions based on the demonstration. So that's stuff you should do. You'll also see sometimes worksheets are included within a certain section. So you go to the worksheet, complete it, and then check your answers to make sure you're on the right path with that. And essentially, that's all you'll see throughout these review packages. There's a couple other things I want to bring your attention to. Some of the boxes will be called explore boxes, where there might be simulations that you're directed to, and you'll build atoms or molecules and get more of a hands-on visual experience in your review, which will help consolidate some of the information. And then we also have some apply and share sections. So, for example, here you'll have to follow the instructions and post your answers in a discussion board on your teacher's Brightspace. So your teacher's Brightspace might be organized differently than what you see here, but just follow the instructions. You go to discussions and you're going to look for that discussion title. So for example, for mine, you'll see that we have Guess Who Element Edition over here. And so there's a few of those activities embedded within the review packets. This first one, the focus is primarily on grade 9 concepts. And then the other two review packets are for grade 10 concepts mostly. And then what you'll notice as well is at the bottom, you'll have additional instructional links. So there's more videos that you can watch. And these are optional, but they are good to watch because they give you a different perspective. They give you more practice and they really help you to understand the concepts, just in case the videos above didn't really help you. And you'll also see sometimes that I'll put an alternate video for you to watch if you didn't like this main video here. And those alternate videos are a little bit shorter. Some of the videos are a little lengthy because the videos were made from the perspective of teaching someone who hasn't seen chemistry in a long time. So there's a lot of details. I go through practice problems. So if you notice I'm going through several practice problems and you get the point, then maybe you can move on and fast forward a little bit and go on to the next example or next videos. So it's up to your comfort level. You determine what you're comfortable with, and you really need to assess yourself to make sure you know that you're understanding the concepts. So that was the first one. When you're done that one, you can go on to the next one over here. Again, same idea, tutorial on how to put in pictures. There's engage boxes as well. There's more videos. So it's all the same sort of setup. You have simulations throughout. You have videos here as well. If you notice a broken link or something that doesn't work, please make sure you let your teacher know so we can go ahead and fix that. And again, throughout, you'll see more worksheets that are provided for you to practice with along with the answers so you can assess yourself. Okay, so what I typically recommend you do is you open up that worksheet, you try it out yourself, and then you go to the answers and then you mark yourself. So try to think about how many marks you would give for a correct answer, how many marks you would take off for everything you did incorrectly, and mark up your page as if you're the teacher assessing a student, because then you'll truly learn it. And truly master the concepts when you learn from your mistakes and see where common mistakes are made. So that's the second one here. And the last review part is part 3, which is more grade 10 concepts such as balancing equations and skeleton equations and word equations. In this one, there's a task where you do have to make a video. There's instructions on how to use Screencastify here. You'll have to post your video in a slide deck, but don't post that just yet if you're doing this ahead of time. Wait until your teacher makes a copy of the slide deck for your class, and then you can start posting the videos within the slide deck. So essentially what you'll do is you'll make this is an example one. So this is a sample one that I made. So I put my balancing video here. I chose a problem. I made a tutorial on how to balance that question, and I made a marking scheme. And you're basically doing the same thing. You're going to copy the slide here. You're going to make a copy of the slide for yourself. You're going to put your name instead. And then put your video here, and then you're going to make a marking scheme. It could be different from mine. It doesn't have to be the same. You might have chosen a different balancing question. I'm curious to see what you have, what you come up with. So again, those are the 3 main packages that you're going to be going through. And at the bottom here as well, you'll see optional videos and optional readings to do to help you out. And like I said, when you're done those, you go through the review packets and optional problems until you really are confident with the material.